Uh, Back to streaming today. Took a couple days off, just, for my own relaxation. I messed around a little bit with the OBS layout. Probably going to have to change it a little bit more. I don't know, trying to figure out like what makes for good layouts, good branding that's consistent with like Twitch branding and all that fun stuff. So quick refresher of where we're at for the game. I had just finished getting gunpowder. Actually, you know what? Let's make sure I loaded in the right game. I did have this up the other day just to kind of like test audio. Made some changes on the mic. I hope it sounds a lot better. We'll see. I'll have to go back and listen to this one later on. Oh man, I'm like itchy all over now. So audio should be more consistent. I'm hoping game audio is going through. We'll just kind of play it by ear, stream by stream, and see if I like the changes I've made, changes I haven't, all that stuff. Let's test the. Okay, cool. I also got the chat box to actually be appearing in here, so that's always good. It'd be nice to actually be able to see that chat is there. So for a quick refresher of where we were at from the previous game, if you didn't like watch the end of it or whatever, I had wiped out Scythia and I had wiped out the Greeks down here, and I now have this continent entirely to myself. We just popped off circumnavigation right here and can kind of just, cross wherever, whenever. The current goals are to fill out this landmass and start working on finding a spot to get a foothold on the other continent. It's really important to do that as crossing continents tends to be pretty slow, and it helps a lot if you actually have a foothold, because then you can kind of direct all the enemy's attacks at a specific location, and it just sort of lets you ignore your other continent and let it run on autopilot, so you can focus on what you actually want to focus on. So given that, I'm probably going to try and find the rest of the coastline for this other nation, or for this other continent, and then find a spot to put a city down. Surprisingly, there are still things out here like tribal villages, so I don't really understand what these other guys are doing. Out of the ones we've met, they seem pretty backwards science-wise, or Amantior is actually really far ahead on science, but really behind on basically everything else. And even that, like, their science is not really catching them up much. There are cities here, 50 strength, 44 strength. They're about on par with mine. So they probably don't have much better than equal unit quality, and they're going to fall behind there as I've started stealing city-states, like Geneva on the last game. This was one of the last things we did. I dropped some envoys on there, so I got the bonus. So I now get 15% more science. I do that to a few more things, and they're just not going to be able to keep up anymore. As far as culture and science goals go right now, I have 2 bonuses for mass production and 2 bonuses for siege tactics. So those are the ones I would really like to get. Siege tactics requires 2 trebuchets, and then mass production requires a lumber mill. I did just get the lumber mill not too long ago, so all I need to do is basically just get a worker and burn a worker charge, and that one will be done. This other one needs 2 trebuchets, and we got 1 trebuchet earlier. I do still need the second trebuchet, and I think that the way I'm going to go about getting it is to just drop some gold on buying one, which we should be able to do in about 4 to 5 more turns. And then the builder is, of course, being made right here. And when that's done, we're just going to go right up here and make a lumber mill. Or maybe right here might be a little bit better. One of the two. So with that little recap, let's go ahead and go through whichever, like, sorry, Discord distracts me. let's go ahead and go through a few turns. This is going to be a shorter stream. I'm probably going to be looking to stop around 5:30-ish Eastern today. So I'm hoping we can get through this next era. If not, oh well. But we're going to try. So I might play a little bit faster, try and balance out commentary versus play speed. But I do still want to be talking quite a bit during these streams. So yeah. Basically what I'm doing with this admiral here, since I don't really have a navy, is I am using him to scout out all the coast. I could make some ships that would also help with a couple of the like inspirations and stuff, but I don't really want to devote the production to it. So this guy's good enough, and worst case scenario, he can't die. He'll just get kicked to the nearest city. And since we are putting this one down very soon, it means that even if he gets kicked somewhere, we can just jump right back to this eastern coast to explore. My walls that I've been putting up have been really putting in some work. You can see here I'm going to be getting a kill on this guy. There's a barbarian camp down here. We no longer get era score out of those, but we can still get XP if the units need it. That would be a really good thing to level up some recon units, since Victor is giving free promotions. However, that would be 7 turns or 720, and neither of those is worth not having the trebuchet or not building a wonder. Yeah, I'm gonna go through here. Gonna have another ranged attack. We will, or I'm sorry, we have a great person. We'll get him in a moment. What I want to take this guy for down to, though, is, let's see. I really don't like right here where the map divider is. Some of the other Civ games did it so much better where the mini-map would rotate on you. And especially when you're playing in the borderless window like I am, my mouse cursor just goes off the left-hand side of the screen, so scrolling is always kind of a pain. What I'd really like to use that guy to find, though, is some islands. There could be city-states on them. There could be any sorts of random stuff. And it doesn't really look like we're going to find much out here in the way of islands. There could be like a small one out here, or maybe a Bermuda Triangle, or maybe down here. However, since this is the largest patch of fog, I am going to explore that and kind of hope that my settlers over here at that point, so I can bring my admiral over there and then just have him jump over to like this city or something afterwards to start more exploring. Oh, we have another city strike. Okay, and now we have our great person. It looks like we are getting another admiral, and that's not a bad thing. This is actually a pretty fantastic admiral. We're going to get the free trader as well as the 1 trade route capacity. So this is just a whole bunch of gold per turn. The bonus here of adding +2 gold to both cities is really strong. There are a couple of natural wonders that also boost those things if the city gets them. However, we haven't found any of those natural wonders yet, and I don't really know that we will. So we're not really going to build for that. Instead, what we're going to do is just try and set up one city to be like the trade center. And I think that a city that would be good for that is probably Quinza, given that they are coastal, so we can send trade routes over coast, especially with the era bonuses. They're pretty central to my continent, and they're also in range of every city-state on my end. So we should be able to get pretty good amount of gold if all of the trade routes come from that city. And we also got, so Zhang He here, we're just going to turn him into trade route. It is important that we retire him in this city, though. Actually, on this harbor, specifically.
There are very honest people.
Oh, give me one moment here. I just realized that I did not actually title my stream here correctly today. So let me change that real quick. Still sort of, getting used to doing all of this. Okay. Stream title is set. Make sure. All right, audio, sound, all that's still good. So let's just continue. Sorry, I am still trying to learn how to be a good streamer. I might get there one day. I might not. You never know. Okay, so if we take humanism here, I have to earn a great artist, which I don't think I'm going to be doing anytime soon, since it really wants like the buildings from humanism to get it easily. However, this policy right here, invention, is absolutely insane for pumping out engineers, and engineers are great, so we're probably going to want that. The other thing that I might really want to do is go towards trying to get the merchant version of that, because merchants are also going to be pretty core to our strategy, but engineers are the better one since we do get the one extra charge out of them. So we're going to go humanism and just kind of see what happens from there. I might have to turn it off at the boost point. I don't really know yet. We've got some new government policies. I don't know if there's anything else I want to add in right now. Autocratic legacy. I could make this a little bit stronger still. I just need more diplomatic and government plaza buildings. But really, the yield isn't that high no matter what we do. Merchant Confederation is absolutely insane, but Whistlebonken is even more insane given the number of city-states that we have. So really, with our government slots right now, what we'd be looking to replace either an economic policy or a military policy. Naval infrastructure is a bit weaker now because we no longer have policies that give us science or any of that based on gold. However, looking here, nothing else is really better than the infrastructure, so we're probably just going to leave it in. And then military unit maintenance reduced is okay. This one's okay. These are both like, economic policies essentially, which is always nice to have in your military. If I had more industrial zones, I could put this in. Or if we had more defensive buildings, I could do this. But I don't really want to upgrade from ancient to medieval walls. I just don't really feel there's a point to doing so. We also scored another governor title. And what we want to do is want to promote Pingala. 100% great people points is nice, but we don't really have enough districts to leverage it yet. And this one is just completely passive to do researcher. So that's what I'm going to take. And Pingala is sitting right here, which I guess it's not my largest city. I could move him to Quencia. We get a little bit more a little bit more out of him. I don't want to put him in my capital, even though that's the largest, because my capital is making units since it's the only one with an encampment. Pokrova is also in position to be fairly large. It's going to outgrow Quencia, but it's got Liang, and Liang's doing pretty good there. So I think that moving Pingola to Quencia could be good. The culture output was nice to speed up tile acquisition here, though. So I think that aqueduct's going up. Yeah, I think we are going to be moving Pingola. All right, so this guy's here. We're going to generate those trade routes. And what I really want is, I just want money. Unless there's a city-state that wants a trade route, we're just focusing on whatever the highest gold is. And in this case, it's Muscat with +7. Because of that free +2, this city is essentially guaranteed to always be the highest gold city now. The only other consideration to gold would be if there's a road that we want. And like having a road that goes from Quencia up to this city would be kind of nice. But what we're probably gonna have to do there is like target those only as needed. This could be a nice road to add in. 4.4. Versus 7. I think we're just going to go for the 7. We are going to be able to do military engineers and make roads with them later on. So as long as the roads are semi like serviceable, it should be fine. Also, we can always, you know, kind of sail from like here to here as a shortcut rather than having to take the road at this point. Have more trade route capacity as well, and our campus is being finished. There would be an argument to making another trader here, but I'd rather do it in another city. So what we'll probably do instead is focus on like maybe the granary and then the bank in the city once the campus is done. Got our diplomatic quarter here. So we're going to do the consulate. Just kind of want to get these buildings in. Housing here is good, so yeah. We are at 1,012 gold. We could try and time a policy switch to get the extra merchant or the extra envoy here for our first one, but to be perfectly honest, I just don't want to. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to just build this trebuchet, and we finished up siege tactics. And then I need 4 on this, so we're going to take them up to 4. Mexico City is a really nice one to have. You can see on the description right here that regional effects on industrial zones, water parks, and entertainment complexes reach out 3 tiles further. What that means for water park and entertainment is the amenities go from 6 tiles and 9 tiles to 9 tiles and 12 tiles, which really just improves their reach. Industrial zones are a little different. They get a 3 tile bonus to, I believe it's production. I don't entirely remember. But taking those from 0 to 3 is a pretty big deal. There's also a great engineer later on that can add 3 as well. And you can actually get multiple charges out of him from the wonder that we have. So potentially you can take that up to a radius of 12. And that really comes into play if you are doing a space win, as industrial zones can get a bonus on that when combined with the governor. Let me pull them up here so you can see. On Magnus right here, he can do his vertical integration and industrialist, which gives, a bonus out to our radius. Okay, so it looks like we have discovered a natural wonder. The Dead Sea. I don't know if I've ever seen that one in a game. However, we did meet these guys, and at this point, I've got no issues with doing the delegations because I don't really care if they seem out. Let's find out where this Dead Sea was. Oh, right there. Okay. Oh, so it was by becoming the suzerain of Mexico City, we got their map, and that is what gave us visibility over Korea and the Dead Sea. All right. They don't look to be all that powerful. They do have science. They're also beating us in science, but it looks like we are beating them in everything else that matters. A little behind in military strength, but not by very much. And certainly not by an amount that we can't deal with. So this trebuchet, I'm actually going to send it up here. We're just going to use it as a city garrison because it's not doing anything else. And it'd be kind of nice to have another ranged attack if needed. But this guy we're going to be sending south. Pella here is pumping out more settlers. That's basically all we need it to do since it gets a bonus production on them. And it also has Magnus, so it's not losing population to do so. Finish up that granary there. We have their commercial hub. And I want to lock in the aqueduct just so that if anything happens, it doesn't get more expensive. This does mean we need to commit right now to a region for the industrial zone. We can potentially put a dam on this tile or this tile. And this city can have an aqueduct on one of these. So I think that what we want to do is put the aqueduct right here. That opens up possibilities for a dam here or here, just in case. So we're just going to break ground on that to lock in the price so it doesn't get more expensive. And ideally we can get a dam on this tile. If we had 280, I would actually just break ground on it right now. I think that next turn I'm going to do that. So we're going to break ground on an aqueduct right here, and then on a dam right here. And this way we can do an industrial zone here and here. And both of those should be pretty good as far as production. If we had more districts, I would actually lock those in. Caracas will actually be able to break ground on an industrial zone next turn, so I will be doing that. But for now, I want to, I think, set up the market. We have 7 out of 9 traders now. I am going to buy the next 2 traders as I have money for them, just because I want to get them out early, and they're going to take too many turns to build. Okay, so this city is now in place. We're going to put it down. Another 3 era score there. We need 20 more points. We also got a bonus for being next to that, which is pretty nice. And we're going to be putting down our first holy site, which is right here. We're going to get some era score out of that. And this holy site is basically existing just so that we have enough faith income to maybe buy another 1 or 2 of these guys eventually. So we're going to just build that. I'm not going to bother with these buildings right now. We might do one of them later on. We will be chopping these out for wonders. I think that when I do that, I am going to rebase Magnus to get the extra hammers out of chops, which means we'll lose our governors for a little bit, but that's okay. I need 2 builders in place before I can do that. We have our first builder right here, so we're going to use that initial charge on the lumber mill. We got another free builder, which is pretty good. And although I did just say that we want to use it down here, it's also important to make sure that this city is self-sustaining. So I also kind of need to make sure that it has some food. So we're going to use a little bit of gold here to hook up some fish. And then buy the trader. Okay, the campus is in. We can make the library. As you see, it does produce 4 science, and then the university is 6. Those are really fantastic returns. However, I don't really think that... Well, they are also scientist points. And most importantly, they're quick. 9 turns for a library is fairly good turnaround time. But I think we're going to go with the bank. Let's build the lumber mill. And that got us a couple more envoys. The only one we're missing now is Muscat, which still wants a great general. I think they've wanted that all game. And we've not gotten anywhere close. We are currently 16 turns away, so we're on a lock for the next general. We're just going to let that happen. Darwin is a pretty awful scientist unless you want the... you need some pretty specific wonders to make it good, or you need to be going for an achievement with him. We are getting 0 artist points, so the boost on humanism is just not going to be happening, which means we want to focus on the engineers and the merchants. We get a merchant next turn. 300 gold in an envoy is not great. He's probably just going to be put on corporation duty, but that's okay. The engineer, Da Vinci, is actually very good, because what will end up happening with Da Vinci is every industrial zone starts providing +3 culture, and you can actually, we'll be able to fire him off twice, which means every industrial zone will be doing 6 culture once you make the first tier of building in it. And by doing that, although it won't contribute to any great people points from theaters, it is going to boost our culture output pretty significantly. And then this guy is going to be going down to my capital. We want to prepare for chopping. Unfortunately, we cannot speed up the settler any further, so it's going to be 12 turns before everything can be chopped. 7 to finish the settler, and then another 5 for him to reestablish. This merchant, honestly, we don't care what he does. We just want him out of the way for now. Resources we have at least 2 of. We can turn into trade goods and corporations and all that. And I will be doing that with monopolies. But we just can't do it quite yet. Here, I have a choice of what tile I want to buy. And I want to buy this one because that puts us adjacent to this fish. Or I'm sorry, to this marsh, which is a 4 tile, and a builder can farm it up to 5. And it also puts us next to the fish that we will be buying in, looks like 2 turns, but it could be 1. Uh, 193, okay, 280 to buy the tile. So it will be next turn that we get it, but that's okay. The city is size 1 right now. It doesn't need that second food just yet. I'm going to move my crossbow a little bit closer to Pella. It might get a kill, but I just want to make sure that that man-at-arms dies next turn. And we got our theater square done here. Can make the amphitheater. We can also put down an aqueduct. Putting this down basically is saying, do we want an industrial zone or not? And I really think that we are going to want one, so we're just going to lock this in. That way we have 2 possible spots where it can go. And then we're not going to actually do anything with it just yet. I could build the Colossus. Another trade route's pretty nice. It does give a free trader as well, which offsets, about a quarter of the production. It'll also give us some admiral points. It unfortunately does not go next to the theater district. Neither does the Great Lighthouse, for that matter. Yeah, so we can do the Colossus. We can also potentially do a builder as well here, since we do have Liang. And I do want builders, so I think we're going to do a builder first and then work on Colossus. If we get it, great. If not, we'll just roll the hammer refund back into more builders. This crossbow, we're going to move him down as well just to take out this camp. Fortunately, there's not really anything that can be pillaged this turn. They would have to cross river to get here, and this doesn't have anything yet. So we should be pretty safe.
Man is a military animal.
I am a little worried about this trader now. I didn't actually think about that before I moved my crossbow. Plus, it's looking like I'm not going to get the kill here either.
No.
So this is going to be going a little bit bad for us. I just don't have enough attacks here to fight everything off. Oh, my man-at-arms can get here, and his zone of control can actually be used to protect the trader because the crossbow won't be able to move any closer. So unless the man-at-arm... No, so the man-at-arms also won't be able to go here to kill the trader, as the hill will prevent him from having the moves. So this is okay. We're not going to lose our units. Did get more era score as well. Gunpowder's done. We can go for shipyard. We have a few harbors. We can also go for metal casting and just get some better unit quality. Or Renaissance walls. I'm honestly not opposed to Renaissance walls because then I can just put the policy on for faster construction and knock out the various wall tiers really quickly. So I'm kind of leaning towards that. Another option here that I didn't mention is astronomy. Apollo Palace is another policy slot wonder. Those are always absolutely fantastic. And it might be kind of hard to find a spot to build it. So we're just going to prioritize that one. And send this builder down here as well to help chop out wonders. And we finished another trade route. So we're going to send it to Quincia. And this guy's just going to hang out like up in that forest or something. We're able to get through those barbarians without losing any units or any improvements for that matter. And the next city that we're going to send something to, we can do these guys, and this would get us a little bit a new road. Send this one. This would upgrade an existing road. Or we can do Laventa. I'm going to pick this one. It's the most money. It's the longest. All that fun stuff. It also, getting a new road is always nice. Granada is a new civilization we found. They want a campus, which is kind of weird given that they're a military one. Oh, hey, Capiderm. Thanks for the compliment. I'm still working on the layout, trying to, fix things up a little bit more. Mess with it a little bit over the weekend. How are you doing today? I don't really care about being suzerain of this one. Maybe I do. This again. Yeah, that's not really going to be one that we need. It'd be nice for a diplomatic favor, but not really going to be a priority here. There, over here. So ignore them. That's nice. Staying home is always good. I'm a bit of a homebody myself. I do go out for like meals and all that, but I don't really go out otherwise. So I have another pikeman here to deal with. Not really going to be able to hurt the man-at-arms. So I think that what I'm going to do is just focus on killing this one first, because I'd really like to protect my tile. So it does get a double attack, so I can kind of guarantee the kill. And then next turn I can kill the pikeman. Yeah, I imagine studying Latin would be kind of time consuming for as long as you have to take the class. That's kind of weird that you have breaks on Tuesday and Wednesday. Is that just like a class schedule thing, or is that like a common thing in Germany? Use this guy's promotion. I think I'm going to take the defense because I don't really want to get attacked or take much damage. And the offense doesn't really do anything against ships. In fact, siege get a 50% damage reduction with ships. Another city-state here, Hattusa. Reformed Church. I don't know if I can get that one. Hattusa can be okay. Basically, any strategic resource I find on the map, I get like a minimal amount. It's not really like important for the strategies I'm going for, other than just being more Diplo favor. Let's see. I don't have a religion, so there's no way I'm going to be getting that thing anytime soon. I don't really want to dump envoys on them if it's not something I really care about. So I'm just going to leave them for now.
잘못된 길로 들어서는 것은 진보가 아니니라.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, in the US, most of our national holidays, regardless of what day it is, we tend to recognize them on either a Monday or a Friday to have a bit longer of a weekend. I think the only ones that really come to mind where we don't do that are Christmas and Thanksgiving. But then it's, I guess it doesn't happen everywhere, but it's kind of just understood that people get, in Thanksgiving's case, the following Friday is always off. And Christmas is usually off as well. or the day like before or after, whatever it takes to make it a long weekend. So this thing is only guarded by a pikeman. That's going to be pretty easy to take. This guy, I'm going to... I don't really need to level him more, so I'm just going to move him back over here and focus. 3 more turns for the settler is kind of a lot. But again, I still can't really speed it up to do anything about that. Just gonna have my builders hang out here until Magnus is in place, and then I can chop this. I'm probably gonna try and chop out Potala Palace as well. All the guys are around here, which will need another builder most likely, but this guy can do that. I've met most of the civilizations now. Of course, I still have 0 diplomatic favor because I murdered a few guys earlier. I'm not really sure what they're going to want here. I'm just going to guess engineer and hope that's what we get. You know, I don't actually know if we do or not. I've heard the name, but I can't really place where, what context. And then sovereignty. I think that I'm going to take... I'm just going to pick one of these and guess. It's been too long since I played the game to remember bonuses are. That the AI is likely to pick, I mean. Alright, they went science. Oh. The amusing one is what they did. No great people points towards profit, which doesn't really matter given that three religions have already been made and clearly no AIs care about the other ones. This not being a very religion-heavy game. I do want to get that other trader up right now, though, while I have the money. And then, in it looks like 3 turns, I can do the other one. I'll just let him wipe out the camp. Two turns on this. I can move him. Probably not much of a reason to move Victor, but also not much of a reason to not move him. So I'll probably just swap the 2 cities. Trader from Quincy here. We're just going to continue going with the highest gold yields. This time it's Auckland. Then the last city-state. A couple of turns. No, we don't have that. Not in America. At least nowhere that I've heard of. It could be like a regional thing somewhere, but it's definitely not like a national, any sort of like national thing. It could also be just like a church-specific thing, in which case I wouldn't have heard about it. Set this guy to 4. But, so, let's move this guy away and just have this guy actually fortify on the iron. Halloween isn't really that big in the US either, to be honest. And there's a lot of candy and people go out for parties and all that, but it's not like it's a federally recognized holiday or anything. It's more just, I don't know, people just have some fun with it. For this next city that I have right here, let's before I do anything with settlers, let's actually move the governors. And then figure out where I actually want to put this guy down. I have the city up here first. I could go for something over here. Petra never got made, so I maybe be able to do that. I also kind of want to just push a little bit more along this coast. And there's also this volcano, which has really good food resources. I want something with good food resources so where we can put some districts down. Ideally, same things. I'd like good industrial zone, district, commercial hub, harbor. This spot would give me a +2 harbor, a +4 harbor, +4 commercial district. I don't think it would give me a very good industrial zone, though. I could maybe aqueduct off the volcano, maybe not. It could also just get ruined in a volcanic eruption. I do have a natural wonder here. It's only a 1 tile. This is another good harbor location. This is just barely far enough from the city-state. We have a bit of seafood down here. So something like right here could give a +3 harbor, +4 commercial hub, a bunch of seafood. No, I won't be able to get to this one for a long time. The aqueduct off of this. An industrial zone, get a bonus off of the gypsum. Yeah, it's just whatever the game's soundtrack is. I don't have a mod for any like different ones, so you know they just rotate through things. I don't know. They have all sorts of music in here. I do agree. It is kind of weird to have Scottish music when I'm playing a South American nation, but you know, why not? Mark these down so I remember what I'm going to be doing. I think this should be able to work out fine for a city. I'll just not go for a campus on here, I don't think. Yeah, that works out. I might be able to do the wonder that's a bonus on like Tundra Forest if I invest enough enough in planting forest on here. This would also clear out a lot of fog, which is kind of nice. For that. And it's not really healed, but he's probably healed enough to escort. Is there a Lord of the Rings song? I've only seen the trilogy once. I've read the books a bunch of times, but I think I watched the movies once and then never again. Not that they were bad or anything. I've just never gotten around to it.
The four characteristics of human.
Stick with astronomy here. If this had a library, it could boost astronomy. Let me actually see how much it would cost to buy a library. 1,500. So five more turns of gold to buy it versus just building it. I would also delay the trader though. I guess it'd be what, maybe 8 or 9 turns? About the trader. I think I actually like that. I can then focus on something else like this industrial zone. And then just buy the university to finish astronomy. I mean, I can go back to doing these others. Maybe getting siege tactics so I can do the wall stuff. Enlightenment. This would unlock my unique building, which is Hacienda, but I've kind of been low on builder charges to do anything anyways. It is a pretty good one, though. Let's go mercantilism later on here in the tech tree. Thanks for the comment on that one. I'm still working on like panels and all of that. But yeah, that's always one of those sayings I like. Like, you know, whenever there's a rule, it's because someone did something that made someone have to make it as a rule. So I thought that'd be something fun to put in there. Mercantilism. I was meaning to throw a photo of my computer set up on the specs thing as well. I have to grab it off my phone though. All my photos of it are kind of old and I don't really want to take a new one. Just listed hardware for now. Moventa, last city-state, and then it's just going to be domestic trade routes after that. I get more traders. That'll just let me make a few more roads. Three turns, and I can pop all this stuff out for Magnus. Stonehenge this late in the game. It's kind of funny. I'm gonna run the general ahead. Might as well focus just a little bit more. Another builder down here as well. I'm gonna need to move anything that's like shared tiles here, like this thing with mana. I'm gonna want to focus is the one that gets them. Looks like I can buy this one if I need one more tile to chop. Oh wow. Was that what game speed, if you remember? Or is it on like standard or whatever? I'm on epic speed right now. I find Stonehenge is one of those that certain civilizations will really just like rush for, and then no one else tends to care about them. Seems to happen to a lot of the early wonders, because like at this point in the game, you can just start building them for era score. I'll probably start doing on the next era, because I should be hitting another golden age here pretty easily. So I lost Geneva. Oh, and found a cod. Okay, yeah, I think 500 is standard speed, so things go a bit faster. Yeah, I mean that's a that is a really late one. That'd be like the equivalent of what, like turn 450 on my game. It's like twice as far as we are right now. That's impressive. You want this one. Really? I don't know. I guess all the city-states are just kind of like named after various cities around the world. At least in the US one. I don't know about in Germany. Maybe it's a translation thing. Have to kill a unit with a musketman. Do that, I actually need musketmen, which I guess I have. I just have to promote into them. Is probably what this man at arms do. So I got that core. I can combine a couple of my good archers. Get a max promoted guy, plus probably the world's first core, I'm guessing. It's this one, right? Oh, really? Yeah, Cologne. I've got, you know, American pronunciation for everything, and our pronunciations are all over the place. Most of these cities, I'm pretty sure I get wrong. Uh, Sometimes I play a game, Europa Universalis 4. I don't know if you've ever heard about it, but a lot of the game kind of like takes place in Europe, and all of the localizations for essentially every single state and every single nation are localized based on the nation you're playing. So all of the spellings and pronunciations kind of like change as you do them, and it is very headache inducing to try and get them correct. At least for me. So I can start shopping here, which I'm going to do. Need to get these ones around the city first, or at least like, I guess this one first. Yeah, pronouncing with the oblots, I can sometimes do. A lot of American spelling, we just drop those entirely. So you never really know um, which which spellings and stuff actually have them. And I set Patala Palace up here. Oh, no, I set Forbidden City up right here. That way I can put any overflow directly into it. Okay, so Patala is going to be on a hill adjacent to a mountain. So it looks like I'll be able to build Potala right here and still give a theater adjacency. I want to prioritize chopping this forest as well. Assuming I want to do it in this city. I kind of do just because it gets a bonus when I there's there. Really? Yeah, I mean, those spellings, like, I've never actually even seen that spelling for it before for Munich. But I mean, that's just, you know, American spellings are all over the place and usually wrong. Yeah, that's a thing too. I know very little about the language other than kind of like how you can mash words together and stuff, and seem to have a word for everything. I'm gonna build these two fish, and then I did buy that one tile just so the city would have what it needed, which delays the university slightly, but whatever. First district I want to put down here is, I think, going to be the harbor. Then I'm gonna And use these charges, fish on both of these, then chop this forest and put the aqueduct in. Then probably hook up the gypsum for his last charge and hope that I can get to this industrial zone easily enough. Our second district. Is that an actual word? What does it mean if so? Let's let this finish building for the final two. Should probably clear out this barbarian camp so it doesn't do anything to my traders. I also want to see what it would cost to upgrade my guns to a musket. 255. Oh wow. It's something. Yeah, for the translation. This guy up. I guess the gold will help get me closer to trade for him. What is the longest German word? Okay, have a good rest. Thanks for stopping by to say hi and chat for a little bit. And have a good day tomorrow. And to enjoy not having school.
Everything here appears.
But I got another policy card. It's the weakest of the bunch. Still something. Industrial adjacency would be nice, but I don't really have enough industrial zones up yet. So I'm going to just take the wall production bonus so I can kind of just work on that in my leisure. Or actually, I'm even going to take the gold discount first. Get everything upgraded to a stronger military a little bit sooner. I doubt that Korea is really going to be a threat to me, but it would be nice to just be sure that they can't. Could go for a granary here. Don't really want to. I think that do I actually have good adjacencies on? Holy site, not really. Campus has the +3 right here. That can be all right. Commercial hub that's +3 as well. Theater, entertainment complex would be pretty good for the theater. I think we're going to put this campus down. And then before I work on the campus, I'm going to get the Chancery in, because it has a pretty nice passive bonus. Like it wiped out my card. Okay, so we're gonna chop in Forbidden City right here. This guy up, basically just trying to give the skirmisher harder time with support bonuses. Start chopping more in. I think I'm gonna need another builder. And delay the aqueduct. This builder is going to harbor that way. Aqueduct right here. Price. I could lock in the industrial zone as well, but I would like to buy astronomy first.
The lowest is to attack. Having seen a non-mark.
The mass production until I can. Astronomy. And also just grab the. This marsh, if I clear it, isn't going to add any hammers, but if I do end up with an extra builder charge, I'd like to do it because it's a whole bunch of food. I moved like this because the forest is going to prevent anything from like going around this way to hitting me, and then I can also just kind of move the man-at-arms to get support and flanking bonuses as well. And this tile right here, I want to avoid chopping if I can. Just because the rainforest is essentially just a tile yield bonus on that one. Policy changes. I think I am going to take off the unit maintenance. Just 8 gold is okay, but not great. Logistics is really good, but I don't want to use it just yet. I'd rather get limes in. That way I can start just sort of building walls kind of like my own time here. These things aren't doing anything useful. Like, this city could be building walls right now if I want. We'll see. It could also be good in some of the newer cities. All right, another barbarian city over here is pretty good. I'm going to have this guy upgrade into a musketman before I wipe them out, because I do want the boost for killing something with a musket. Now, these two, this one, that makes 3. And then I can also harvest the stone for a 4th charge, which would mean I probably won't have the extra builder charge to clear the marsh. The crossbow here is in a little bit of trouble. You can retreat. Then I can cover the retreat with arms. And then I can probably just hold here and fight. I should also be able to use my could use this crossbow if I want. Oh, I also need to turn this guy into a core. Yeah, world's first core. Since I didn't make the core out of 2 units, there aren't any promotions to merge, but he is still a lot stronger. I can move up right here. I do have a double attack, so I can kill the skirmisher if I want. Just like to be sure it dies. He has 2 moves. I can even move up, like right here. This one. So my last charge here, I can either get rid of this for some food and production, or this for production, or this for food. I'm just going to take out the rainforest. We're probably going to have to build around 15 turns, I'm guessing, of the Forbidden City. Oh, I also just noticed none of the stream text seems to have actually shown up in that window. That's weird, because it showed mine. Or the chat box doesn't work. Or is that just an OBS thing where it doesn't show it? Okay, so it showed up in OBS when I hit test, but it doesn't show up right there. That's strange. No, it did show up now. Let's put a stream delay. No. We'll mess with that later. Don't know why it doesn't work. Meteor shower. Unfortunately, it looks like the city-state is going to end up claiming it, since they already have a unit on the tile. Let's buy this university. Astronomy is done in a turn.
Astronomy compel.
I'm just gonna keep using the general to clear out fog. 8 movement is quite a bit hard to cover land. We're just gonna stick with what's working. I don't know what this Commandant General's doing. I didn't realize he was up there. Let's move him down. This thing right here. I'm gonna go get a drink of water. My water cup here is empty and I'm thirsty. I don't know how streamers are able to do this day in and day out, talking nonstop. Plus, this lets me double check that. Um, be right back. Okay. Okay, cool. Audio's still good. And we are in game again. Slightly. Try and, adjust to my chair. So, this city population means everything here. So let's get the housing in. The food. Bogota. I didn't realize we found, or Bologna. I didn't realize I found them. You're a fantastic one. Look like there's a whole bunch of people, or a whole bunch of envoys I'm going to need for them as well. Oh, I was screen. Okay, so they're back there. That's going to be a pretty difficult one to get a trade route to. I'm going to have to establish in like Scottish or Nubian land first. Potentially, I could send something from Varenus to like over here, and then from there over to Bologna. So we'll have to see how that works out. I'm trying to see what I do with my phone. Must be. Let me grab my phone real quick. BRB again. Sorry. Right. Very, professional stream here where I just get up in the middle because I had to grab my phone because I needed to send someone something real quick. Now we're back in the game. This man-at-arms is going to be going down here and being turned into a musket man. I do have a 50% gold discount on here, so I can start upgrading all my units. I also need to upgrade this. Maybe I'll start buying tiles as well. The crossbows can't upgrade yet, but we can upgrade our other units to things. We apparently still have this guy as just a warrior. Be 305 to upgrade. It's not too bad. Courser doesn't upgrade, but I mean, he's just cavalry. I'm going to promote him against the things that counter him. And then the last thing we have to upgrade right now is this last archer who turns into a crossbow. So now that everything has been upgraded to this point, when I get my next policy switch, I can turn off that and go back to like gold savings. And we also did actually get some era score out of that as well, it looks like. We're now 171 out of 177. And this guy, 10 Niter for, it looks like 62 gold. And some open borders. I honestly don't care about the borders, but I mean, selling 10 Niter is not a big deal.
What can be labeled package?
We're gonna go for... Let's actually go for metal casting here. That way I can upgrade the trebuchets into bombards before I switch off that policy. And I'm also going to be sending this musket right here. And for that, although it doesn't look like they're going to be moving their guy. My capital has all of the terrain that I can chop, so I don't need to buy any more tiles there. The only tile that I'm really like in contention for with these guys right now is this one, and then potentially like this iron. So I could cut them off, or I can just save the money and start buying buildings. I don't really like have a preference on that either way. I can always just, save it and see what I want to do later. All right, so my industrial zone on this aqueduct, this would be a +4 once the aqueduct is in. However, if I were to put my commercial hub here, like I want to do since it's a +3, it would reduce the value that the industrial zone is able to get, which makes me actually want to put the industrial zone right here because it has higher potential. I thought there was like a next button for each city to scroll through them. Guess not. I kind of just wanted to make sure that everything has as many districts built as it could. This one is not really going to have a very good industrial zone. The theater could be pretty nice. I'm going to have to rely on the shipyard for production instead of this industrial. So I think, like, given that, and that there's a lot of seafood here, and I haven't even like boosted this wheat, I'm just going to lock the theater district in right here, right now, and I'm going to try and like, get a builder over there. Remove the thing. This city is... it's getting what it needs to build built. And the aqueduct is in. It's only a 2 production right now. Finish this. It'd be really nice if it could be a splendid industrial zone. Oh well. It's fine. This city does need to lock in another district. But I don't really know where or what yet, so I'm actually just going to skip on doing that for now. This one has one. We've got the harbor, commercial hub. Dam's already made. Aqueduct is in. So we're going to do the industrial zone because everything's kind of been prepped for it. And then same deal in Pella. We've got the aqueduct here. We've got the dam here. So we're going to lock an industrial zone right there. This way, if any resources pop, we can't be denied. And we'll get a lot more production out of these cities. I could try and get like the aqueduct and then industrial zone up before I do the settler. But I think I want one more settler and then I will be willing to focus on other things. I will buy a market in Pella, though. First, it looks like. Also, this city can lock in its industrial zone. Maybe in hindsight, I should have actually locked in the commercial hub because there's 3 valid spots for the industrial zone if I needed it. Kind of jumped the gun there a little bit. Oh well. We'll just hope it doesn't backfire. And if it does, We'll just adjust. Hoping my musket man can get the kill there next turn. He's actually really close to a level. It take 3 barbarian kills to level him. Not too bad. This is one of the reasons why I really don't like doing the barbarian state mode, because every single one of these camps can be wiped out for a guaranteed 10 XP. And that just leads to having very strong military units at this point in the game. Like, you can just have things hunt down camps. You can see how the AI doesn't really prioritize doing it. And you can get everything at max level. Getting, 11 XP minimum out of the camp instead of 1 XP. I do want to get up to 40 Niter for the 2 Bombard upgrades. Looks like I'm gaining, 2 Niter a turn right now, which is not a whole lot. So I'm actually going to refuse that deal.
Whatever is contrary to nature is...
All right, we also got a free military unit here. Got a knight, which is cool. Gonna complain about that. And now we're going to take this off and then put this on. And since I don't really have much in the way of Niter, I'm going to worry about the Bombards later. There is a boost I can get off of having them, but that's just going to have to wait a little bit. We're going to go for Civil Engineering. Actually, I take that back. We're going to go for Nationalism. The spy abilities are pretty good. Being able to kill enemy envoys is very strong. Potentially like stealing techs and stuff too, but spies are the big one. Okay, so Bogota was around, I think, like 44 turns when I said they'd probably have to build about 15. It's like a little more in the end, but my estimate wasn't too far off. This city, this trader, I'm going to rebase to Quinza. Actually, yeah, I'll see if Quinza can go to Barinas so I can get a road. If they can, I'll build that. If they can't, I'm going to try and start getting trading posts on the other continent. I think I'm also going to send the knight over there, since we do have open borders. He can just sort of start exploring.
Don't judge someone until...
Big square rigging here. Industrialization would be a pretty nice one. Factories, coal, extra production. This is just like a very strong production tech. The other one we might want to go for is economics in order to get Big Ben. The economic policy slot, especially later in the game, is almost as good, if not like kind of equal to the wildcard policy slot. So that could also be a really good one. It's also a little bit picky with where you can actually put it. You have to be next to a bank, and you have to be on a river. I don't actually even have the banks to boost it yet. But I could like start researching towards that. Yeah, I'm also going to be sending my other mounted unit over to the other continent. Just, I want things explored. We can get the road to Barinas. It's a pretty bad domestic trade route. 1-1 here is essentially the worst possible. But getting the road would be pretty nice. I have this forest for a lot of hammers, and then these two for food and hammers. Production, sorry. A lot of Civilization 4 habits still, so I tend to call production hammers. Since that's what it was in the franchise up until, I think, Civ 6. Hi, Julia. I'm doing well. How are you today? My stream's going well. Almost done for the day. Kind of a short stream. But yeah, having fun. Just sitting here playing Civilization. No, it's going fine. I'm just closing out on the day. The other day I was on for like 7 or 8 hours, and it was kind of a lot, and then I had the weekend and got a little bit of a late start today, so I don't really want to be going too late. I'm trying to set like, hours for cutoffs and stuff. But I mean, I think it's going well though. Right now, I'm trying to do a conquest win here, but I have to move my units over to this other continent. So while I get things set up for that, I'm just basically just trying to chop out wonders here, like my capital. So this is the first game I've streamed. I just started streaming last week. I'm looking at doing more variety stuff. I'm probably going to do like finish this playthrough and then something else on my list. I haven't really decided yet. I've got a few ideas. But yeah, I'm looking more to be like variety streaming. The sorts of games that I like things like this. I like some retro RPGs, speedrunning. I might play some Elden Ring again. I don't know. It's category is kind of saturated when you have no viewers. I play something else too. I have a list of like, I don't know, 10 or 15 games that I like that I might play next. I'm not really sure yet which one it will be though. Which sorts of games do you like watching? Yeah, I like variety. There's a lot of streamers I watch who all tend to do variety as well. It's fun.
The
It
whole tower's
it keeps things
complex.
from getting a little too repetitive. Got the other policy card wonder in here. Um, next thing I should do. Uh, yeah, sure. If you want to give me any tips, I'd love to hear them. I could do Patala here. Um, yeah, I haven't set up a stream Discord yet. I'll it's probably something on my list to do later this week. Which, no, that's actually one of the strategies for viewers. So yeah, if you have anything quick, you can type it in chat, or you like stop back in a day or two, and I'll actually have a stream Discord set up. No, it's not actually. Okay, well, yeah, you can check back in a couple days, and I'll have a stream Discord set up. In that case. I don't know that I want to make my Tall Palace here. I don't actually have an Instagram either. I'd allow on that one, but yeah, I don't actually have an Instagram like at all. No, that's okay. I'll figure it out on my own then. It's not a big deal. No, honestly, I'm trying to keep my streams separate from most other stuff that I have. Yeah, I can, but it's more that I don't really have like DMs open on Discord. It's more like I make a channel for things. That's all. All right, so if I want to put Patala Palace on this hill, it's gonna build pretty slowly. Probably like maybe make it here. That's 8 point. Looks like my best production city. This one, but it doesn't have a spot to make it. So it's gonna have to be in my capital, unfortunately. And I can't really do like an industrial zone. Maybe my best route would be to make it in this city and buy industrial zone buildings. If I do that, I can harvest the stone. Yeah, I think we'll do it this way. We'll make Patala here. And just start buying industrial zone buildings. I do want to take over this one. I'm gonna use this free wildcard policy for convention. And then I think I want to get rid of the writers because they're not really good for this strategy we're going for. Instead, get merchants coming in. And then I'm going to switch this for town charters because it's a little bit stronger now. Could also go for liberalism here, for amenities. I am short on those. I mean, 17 gold is not really a lot. Let's actually put the amenities in. Cities will grow, probably get a little bit more money and production stuff overall from that. And then, even though they aren't up yet, I'm going to do industrial zone adjacency just right now. That might trigger the era score bonuses. I don't remember. It does. But if not, at least the industrial zone here next turn will be starting out at +4. And we're at 175 out of 177, so almost at Golden Age. I keep leaning out of frame on my webcam. A little bit so I can lean. Probably better. This trader, I kind of want everything to go to the other continent. We'll see if Quincy can reach it now that I've put a trade route in my other city. If not, we'll try and launch them from that city instead. Okay, it doesn't reach, so rebase it here and see if anything will reach. You'd think if it was going to reach, I could go through Auckland, but I guess not. Alright, get rid of that dam. Sped up. Industrial zone here is at 4. We're just going to buy this workshop right now. Twelve turns on this, and the industrial zone will be up to 6. At which point we can do all of it. Right there. All right, well, there's still no trade routes across the ocean. Maybe there's a tech for that I'm missing, and I just don't remember it. So what I'm going to do instead, see if this trader can make any other roads that I might want. Wouldn't mind having one to looks like if I did one to Panama, that's a pretty solid road. That'd be pretty helpful to have. Oh, I'm just gonna go with that. And we've got guys on this other continent now, so that's always good. Start finding a spot where I can put a city down. I think anywhere that I can put something down should be safe. Especially if I use like Victor for his +8 loyalty. But like over here or up here look like the most promising spots. Getting the Mercury over here and being like right next to Akkad would be pretty nice. Doesn't look like there's anything as far as reefs go, so it wouldn't be a good campus. But a city here would still let me have a pretty nice harbor, even without a commercial district. We need a good spot to go on and off the land as well. Maybe nothing else, though, as far as districts go, so might not be the best spot. At least as like a long-term goes. These guys are all just gonna run through as much land. Hopefully they don't get upset with me. Open borders or anything. In fact, we're actually just gonna ask for open borders up front so they don't get upset. Got my cat now. I guess he's right off screen. Standing on my mouse pad here. Trying to get my attention and tell me that stream time's almost over. He's the real star of the stream. If I'm going to buy the shipyard, I probably shouldn't try and build it. Same with the university. I think what I'm going to end up building is I could do the amphitheater, or I could actually do builders, since I do have Liang.
If delicate arch has any significance, it lies, I will think.
Okay, delicate arches. Cool. Our era score. We just need to find one more point here. Getting a free ship is kind of nice. I don't really want it, but I mean, plus 50% village is sort of cool. And the problem is, if I pass on it, no one else is going to be getting one, and then I'm just kind of like locked out of admirals forever. So I kind of just have to take it. I guess I'll just use it to make a ship. My engineer here, I'm still leading on getting one. I definitely want Da Vinci. Giovanni Medici's. The free banking market here are fantastic. I was saying one of my cities down here is actually missing both of those still, right here. So I can actually settle it in Pella, and that'll be pretty good. Alternatively, I can settle it in the city that Pingala is in, because those Great Works slots are culture, and he does add more. Plus, he gets a bonus, I think, on some great people points that I think I can get from those as well. Yeah, so we're actually just going to turn Francis Drake here into a privateer with a promotion level. And then I also want to check. I have 2 admirals. No, okay, I only have the 1 admiral. I don't remember what he does. If he makes like a fleet or an armada or something, I might want to consider upgrading. Yep. We've hit the Golden Age. So next era will be Golden Age again.
Claims that cannot be tested.
Oh wait. Oh, I misread that. That was the Dark Age. So I still need another 11 points to Golden. That's not too bad. This one would actually make a fleet. So I'm actually just going to have him go up and meet my privateer. Let's just make it a pretty strong unit. So I can put a harbor here. That's not very good. Maybe be much better to do like some sort of water-based wonder to go next to the theater. Because, I mean, it is getting adjacencies from wonders. I think it's, what, 2 per? Still check. Yeah, 2 from each adjacent wonder. So this one is not great. Like, I'm just not going to have enough flakes to make it very good. But I could put it here and just boost the theater by another 2. Alternatively, I can put other districts in. We do have our encampment, and this is like the biggest unit producer too. So another option is I just build the armory out, and then campus here is a possibility. Bully site's a possibility, although neither are great. A +3 harbor is not bad. I mean, that could also give me the shipyard for +8 production, which could be worth more than the +2 on the theater, but I don't have very many theaters. Another option is I can do an entertainment complex next to the theater, which would also be adjacency. Or I could do a water park once it's available, right here by the theater for it. There's honestly a lot of options there, and I don't really have much flexibility once I commit to one, so I'm just going to stick with the armory for now and then figure out what to do afterwards. These barbarians are going to need to be answered very soon, though. I didn't even realize they were there. So I'm going to be moving my siege up. And then dealing with this pike and shot, which is really going to hurt. But I don't want them to pillage the traders. It doesn't look like I have any archers in range. Okay, losing the Renaissance era in 10 turns is kind of a big deal because we are still behind on Golden Age. And get this and put him in Pella, but we're still 10 points behind. This guy is not healthy enough to attack. Let's get some open borders here. Scotland. I want a lot of money for this. I would like to have things explored. First fleet should be a few points. More great people we can get. Funny thing is, I could actually buy a profit. I could also buy the scientist, but I don't really care about him. Oh, sorry, I'd be able to buy the writer before the end of the era. That one could be okay. But I'd have to give up buying other things. All right, I want Magnus to reestablish in Pella. We finished off with shopping. Come on, I can shop later.
Wait, safety potion here.
I'm gonna send this guy up and try and chase down the skirmisher. Barbarian outbreak here is kind of a problem. Barbarian up here got killed, it looks like. It's got 2 citrus, 2 coffee. Make that into a 3rd citrus. Let's see if we can set this up as a corporation. We're now only down by 5 points. Okay, so I can't build that yet. I don't have the requirements for it. To do the corporations. You do, however, have this privateer that is pretty strong. It'd be nice if we could find some barbarian ships to kill. This one, it just hit 4. Fully sights in, so we are going to start on Harbor. I need another 5 points still. Not really sure where I can get them. Let's check the era tracker and see what's available. See, so industry, maybe monopoly, maybe large city. Maybe hero recall. And no one hero recall. All right, sorry about that. I didn't actually have my OBS chat up. I don't understand why I show in the chat window, but other chatters don't. Gotta be some sort of setting there I'm not doing correctly. This city is just going to make the shipyard and then use that production to start making the other buildings. Get this niter hooked up as well. That would also be some air score. So close. Still so far. I don't think making a bombard will get me any era score, so I'm going to pass on that for the moment. In case I need the money for something else. I will do it, though, for a boost if I need to later on. We did get the boost on economics, notably. So from Cuenca here, you can get a little bit of a road to Panama. That's honestly not great. I think I want to rebase to Pekrova and see if I can get a road to Panama that way. Yeah, we did find another city-state. Some of these don't have suzerain yet. They probably have had one in the past, though. Maybe. Might be able to dump some envoys onto these to become their first one. Okay, so that's two more as first industry. Now I just need one more point. And I'm going to look up how to do corporations and monopolies. So we need economics before we can make them. I think that'll be done before the era score, so that's possible. And then let's look how monopolies work. Okay, monopolies are going to be more passive. So right now all I can really do is build new industries. I got that tile, I can make a pearl industry. Turns. Just barely doable. And we'll also have this guy in place to do a citrus monopoly. Or citrus corporation, I mean. Okay, we met all civilizations, so probably gonna want to save the rest of that era score for the next era then. In fact, I'm not even going to explore anymore because there could be some natural wonders or something out here. Okay, we got the dam done. We now really just want Potala Palace to be built. And I am willing to spend some gold on like the granary and the watermill here. Just because that'll help the city grow, be more productive, all of that. Especially the watermill, because that one is actual production. Still messing with my sound. I'll check this on a VOD later on. I have like another stream going on the side. We'll see if their music is coming through. I think I've got all my audio set up so that that doesn't happen. Yeah, I'm not seeing it pick anything up, but you know, better safe than sorry. I don't know how streamers actually get all that to work right now. My cat here, just off. I'm talking to the computer too much. Talking to him enough. I'm gonna go with building the amphitheater. And sticking to the strategy here of no more exploration because I don't want to trip up any free era score on accident. That's also going to be true for this privateer. We've got ourselves another builder here, which I think is going to be used on shopping in Kumana after this is done in Pella. I'm actually going to queue up 3 more builders. That's now watching the mouse cursor on the screen. Set to Muscat is fine. All right, 2 more turns. I'm going to buy this pearls tile real quick. And then we unfortunately cannot, we can't industry it yet because we're going to have to have that second copy first before it lets us. But now that it's down, I can industry that same tile. Is what I'm going to end up doing next turn. I'm also going to do that just so I don't have to waste a turn later. So when I make this industry, I want to make it, but I also want to wait, just in case that gives me a little bit more era score, like maybe 1 point or something on the next. Look around my cat's head here now. He's blocking like the screen. All right, we got ourselves a few more golden ages.
Economics is a
Got some free era score out of it. Mostly new quests. Dedication. So Hicks Sun Dracones is kind of cool, but so I think that what we'll end up taking is reform the coinage. All right, I had to. In the background, it looked like it was actually getting picked up. So we can do reform the coinage. Traders can't be plundered. We can do heartbeat of steam. That would be pretty nice for some production. Two arms would be a nice way to build a military. I think what I really want to do, though, is reform the coinage, because keeping your traders alive, especially across open waters, is always a pain. And this just makes it really easy to do. It's honestly more of a quality of life thing than anything else. Then we're going to choose our research. Then go back to square rigging. Backfill that, then probably like shoot to industrialization and maybe steam power. We're gonna have to figure out some iron and coal sources though. We have the iron, but we haven't actually found or hooked up any coal. Industrialization will help with that. For our civics, civil engineering helps build out farm triangles. Public works is absolutely fantastic in order to alleviate the builder issues. Colonialism is not strong on its own, but these policies are very good, especially Raj. Especially when you have like as many city-states as I do. So I think what we're probably going to do is go colonialism here. I could grab these. In fact, I probably should. But this is just better first. More governor titles. There is an era score for having all governors. There's also a era score for fully promoting a governor. We're basically the same distance away on each of them. 2 titles gets it off of Pingala, or 2 titles gets it here. Between the two, I would much rather have some quality. Pingala's especially is very good. The industry, this guy is back to exploring, as is this guy. This guy is as well. Oh, these got ruined. We can repair all this, though. Oh, well, the droughts in progress we can't repair. Well, let's we're probably gonna want to buy this tile, maybe this one for chops. We'll have to see. And this one as well, obviously. And we're going to end up chopping in Potala once Magnus is ready. And that's going to be after the settler's done. We can move them. So until then, I'm going to run down here, repair the rice, and then probably run back up here and repair these. We could put a farm right here. Actually, I think we're still need the tech for that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to also buy a lot more tiles here and start doing more fishing boats with weighing. They also have that Colossus there to do, which we somehow just got cleared out of this. Let's we're gonna move the builders around and start making those fishing boats. We also have some policy card changes to put in first here. You can see we're getting some pretty good bonuses off of the industrial adjacency, so that's working out. I'm not doing much with this yet. I'm not really needing anything else on military policies. I could save a little bit of money, but it's such a small amount. The amenities are nice, but I think we want something else there. Things aren't really quite strong enough on free market. We've got good money here, but triangular trade looks best. It's the most gold, and then a small amount of faith is pretty welcome. Still just stick with Whistlebonkin, and then merchants, engineers, scientist. We could swap out the scientist points for like autocratic legacy, but I don't really know that that's needed. So I think we're just gonna stay. And with that, the turn is over for our new era. So I'm going to call it right here for today, and we'll pick up with this again tomorrow. Oh, wait, let's check our districts, make sure there's nothing else we can build. Okay, well, we can build some, but we're going to figure that one out tomorrow, I think. Yeah, we'll figure all that stuff out at some point tomorrow and just call it here for tonight. So, to anyone who was chatting, thank you. Anyone who was lurking, thank you as well. Just watching or just decides to click through and look at the VOD later on, thank you as well. I enjoy doing this. I think I'd like to keep doing it. I do need to get used to talking nonstop, though, and how dry it makes my mouth. So, on that note, I'm just gonna call it. Bye.